In the end, we're not here. Nobody spoils nobody. It is a competition. It's a league. And that's it. And before the game, we're brothers. After the game, we're brothers. But during the game, we're opponents. And each one look after his own benefit, not to spoil the other one. I don't win to spoil. I win to be happy and to win for my team. Okay?
More questions?
Coach, Mohun Bagan's wide play has been a big weapon for them this season. So do you look to overload our central channels, or are we forcing them wide, or are we just shutting down the flanks?
You don't need to be your coach, huh? No. We know how Mohun Bagan plays. They have great players, foreign players also. They move a lot. They're strong in wide area. They're strong inside, strong shooting, strong to space. We need to stop that. But in the same time, they have a weak points also. And we need to take advantage of those weak points. You close inside, they come outside. You close outside, they come inside. We need to have a certain balance. More than that is also, we've been playing a game 4 days ago, in a very, very tough, climate. It was hot. It was very, we have some players not injured, but really tired. The flight coming back was 12 hours in total. The trip, it was tough. The most important for us is to recover most of the players for the game and to be ready. And then, of course, if there's many battles will be in this game and we need to win most of them, we want to take the points.
Sir, how will you defend the weapon? You will use your weapons in the second half. First half, Northeast played very first game, absent very much. But after the 50-55 minutes, it stumbles. What's the problem with the
problem is we play against another team also. He prepares to play against us. As you see, as we always say, it's details. We play very well. If you look at all the stats, we have more chances than anybody. The problem, as I said in the press conference after Kerala, we need to be calm in both areas. Calm on the front in attack and calm in the back. The problem is we are too in a hurry in attack. We arrive to the last third. We have to create, but we are just too impulsive, too anxious to finish. And in defense at the same time, we're too anxious to defend and do mistakes. If we just calm down a little bit, focus a little bit more, it will be much better for us.
Coach, how do you rate the season?
The truth? Or you want me to lie? The truth? You all know the truth. We're not happy with the season. But it's not only about football. It's everything what's happening. It's a not normal season. Not normal trainings, not normal preseason. Most of the people, the 80% of the season, they're thinking about something else, but it's not the pitch, not the football. In the end, this is why it happens, a lot of injuries, a lot of, lack of players. Some teams are playing with 6 foreigners, some teams brought in good Indian players, some teams no, some teams, everything is shambled. We are more worried about what the other team is doing, who's going, who's coming, too much blah blah, too much things. In the end, we can see it in the pitch. I'm not talking only about Northeast, I'm talking about all the teams. Fans not happy, this one not happy. No, listen, we need to focus because we want the league to happen, but we cannot spend money because no TV, no sponsor, no this, no this. Everybody's happy, everybody's okay. Sadly, you don't win the games. Those one who were happy, now they're not happy because I want to win them. It's like a fish when he cuts his own tail and you're going to fry it. Same, you don't know when it starts, when it's finished. It's the same thing. In the end, if you ask anyone, we're not happy. Of course, we're not happy with the results. I'm happy with some players who slowly they show that they can do. I'm not happy with the other ones who supposed to step forward, they didn't do. But it's a very strange season. Really finish it as best we can, as taking the most points we can, and just start focusing in future.
And what are the positive things you notice?
Sorry?
What are the positive things you notice in the team?
Many young players arrived. Some Indian players stepped forward. Some solidarity on the dressing room, showing that we are family. It doesn't matter the result. We always fight and we try to be the best. Of course, fans cannot be happy because all the fans, they want to win and to be champion. But as technicians, we need to look between the lines, and we can see that we have potential to make with some adjustments. We can make a very strong team for it.
Coach, you mentioned you know Sergio very well, and Sergio knows you very well. Your paths have crossed previously. When you are facing a manager like that, whom you have past experience with and faced each other, does that sort of, put you to think more about, how to outdo him, since he knows your style and you also know his style?
It depends, it depends it depends the tools you have, Now Sergio has, tools to build a Ferrari, and I have tools to build a Mahindra, but it doesn't mean that his car is better than mine. Mine is strong in some, the big Mahindra is good to go to trial and to go to the mountain and the river, and the Ferrari cannot go. But if he takes me in the highway, he will win me. We need to balance that. He knows me very well, and he knows that I try to prepare the games as best as I can. And I know him very well. He always, as I say, he's a very good coach, and a very good friend, and he always has a card in the pockets and of course, his pressure is not my pressure. My pressure is to build the team. My pressure this year is different than others. It's not to go down, and it's another pressure. His pressure is to be champion, because in this team, if you're not champion, you had a bad year. In my case, we had one cup. Then circumstances changes. It's different. It's different. The challenge we have and the pressure we have is totally different than pressure in Mohun Bagan. Mohun Bagan is you need to win all the games, but at the same time you need to play very good all the games, and you need to win all the cups, all the shields, all different. Then each one prepares his food in a different way, even if you know very well the other coach.
Coach, do you have a fully fit squad to play with tomorrow?
No, we have many players touch.
Zabako?
Zabako is out. Zabako, I think, is out for the season. I don't think he will come back. The doctors, they were working very hard. He's working very hard. But we have this week to see how she goes, and we'll make a decision. But in the end, less than 4 weeks to go, and he's in the age. Maybe he can be in the last 2 or 3 games, but he's not sure.
Jairo, after coming back from the injury, you are one of the most creative outlets for United, for Northeast United. You are one of the main creative outlets. So, going into a big match like tomorrow, what kind of responsibility do you feel?
Always I feel the responsibility, of course, but I'm not stressful with that. I try to give always my 100% on the pitch. Of course, I want to score, I want to assist, but sometimes football are like this, coming when you are not expected. I working to help the team, and that's the most important thing. I'm working and helping in other areas, not on scoring goals, but I'm focused on winning tomorrow's games. That is the important for the team, and after that, of course, the rest things will come for sure.
And you have also played in La Liga, Bundesliga, and Europa League. So how does ISL compare in terms of intensity and tactical challenge?
Yes, different, of course. Every league are different. Spanish league maybe are more talent. Bundesliga maybe are more physical league. Here also you have maybe the tactics are different because the climate are hard also. The games are open, mostly in the second halves. Then usually not happen in Europe. But this is the big difference that I can see now.
Thank you. And coach, last time you talked about team's fighting spirit, bringing back the team's fighting spirit. And do you feel that was on display against Kerala, especially in the second half? And are you happy with the performance?
Oh yes, I repeat again, was a very tough. First half, you got, the problem is what your colleague just said before, why in the mid 65, they score against us. Sometimes it's more mental because you get frustrated. You will have a chances. They don't shoot one single shot on target. And when something happened, the ball touched 3 of our players before and score. You say, how? Then you get frustrated. And in the second half, against Kerala, yes, of course, we were much better. We got many chances to score. We did 2 individual mistakes and they could score. But in the end, you say, how we didn't win that game? I repeat again, when you see all the stats, last time I think when, I don't know if you or one colleague said, oh, do you miss Ajara? I miss the goals. I miss the goals. It's not only Ajara because he scores, but also because the other teams, they were worried about him and they did the other one free. Now, no. Now, when Khel plays, yes, they're worried about Khel, then the other players can get free to score. But if not, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. This is why strikers are paid more than anyone in the world. The goal is the most important. Then, if you arrive 20 times, I think I saw the stats of all the teams the 8th journey. We are the team who arrived to the last third the most. And you say, there's something wrong. But this is the difference. And in 3 games, we received 10 goals. And also, but if you take Odisha game out, because I don't count it, then you have in 2 games, 7 goals. 6 goals, sorry. 6 goals. Then when you go to analyze the goals, say, it's impossible. And the same game, in the only game, we didn't perform properly. We didn't arrive to the area properly was the first game against East Bengal. The other games, we arrived, you don't score, you don't score. In the end, you pay. And the price, when you pay the price, it's hard. And the game against Kerala was difficult, not because we played against Kerala, not only because we were playing against the Heat, because we come from 2 defeats. And 2 defeats against 2 teams, we should not lose against them. They won, congratulations, they did very well, but for us to come back, to step forward, it was not easy. But now it's another mentality, another game, and we go for it. Okay.
Thanks so much, Coach.